Thursday, August 15, 2022. Market in the morning is right now it's around 11 o'clock. Market been open, and as I'm going to talk about NIO, the trade first. This getting ugly now. Well, Friday, the China came up with pretty bad data, especially on real estate development. One of the big guy, Big Huiyan, that guy, one of the big developers, is failed to pay its interest on the biggest real estate developer on luxury condos housing. So that really dragged the whole Chinese market down, and even Friday the American market was just was down for a while, and then it came back, as we can see. And then now Monday, today is Tuesday already, we see continuation of downtrend on NIO. Basically, it's a weak start relatively. Of course, I'm still in a good place in that sense because this is the breakout point, the yellow line, and I'm thinking that if it continue, let's see, right? So I opened the trade, it went up a little, and then just collapsed down. Right? It's good I always use options on trades because I have all this room for trade to develop and decide, is it working out? So as this guy is really weak, well, it's all relatives compared to Lee. This guy, you have kind of like a doji star false hammer right here, but the next bar is there. So this I'm actually thinking adding to the position already, doing my leg 2. And I'll open another same expiration day on this if I want to open leg 2. But on the other hand, NIO is a huge retracement. This is like a 40% from here to here. That's the whole uptrend. So right now we're seeing a good 40% retracement. That makes it a relative weak. So there is still a lot of sellers. Let me do a regression channel, right? So there's still a lot of seller on this guy. So this is the breakout point, the clear breakout point after touching the 200 days moving average. So that's 2 level right now. It's approaching this breakout point where this breakout bar breakup happens. Nice momentum. And then nice momentum take it all the way back down where the breakout, around where the breakout is. And then you have a possible, the next level is actually 200-day moving average. This is where I will have the trade will lose money. And this is more of a cash secure put. So this is where I actually want to buy the stock. So I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to work on this in actual sense. So I'll end up owning the stocks, and I have a long-term fundamental long on this guy anyway. But as far as the option trade wise, this is where it's getting into the kind of like almost the no man territory, where I would, if it go below $10.70, then we'll start losing money, and depends where it close. And that's how I will end up actually buying the stock in that sense. If the option close below $10.70, I mean this underlying, which is NIO. And I don't mind to get at 10, 11 in a bunch of this stock. But every option is 100 contracts, so I will buy 100 of the stock if that's the case. Now, let's say if this is not a fundamental long, long-term long, how should I play this? Right now, I would have been start looking for exit or adding a second leg to this trade, because the uptrend, although the uptrend, okay, let's say that's the regression channel. Let me do a trend line, right? The question is the uptrend intact? If I want to touch the most bottom, this is the trend. So this is where the breakout point is, and this is the uptrend. This is the fighting area. This is where I want to see some buyers comes in. I want to see if sellers comes in, I want to see if buyer comes in, and that would determine whether or not I add a second leg to the position. Right. If buyer comes in on this trade, as an option trader, I would add my leg 2, or even add even more to it if I see buying actions. If not, I can either close out the trade, take a small losses right now. Right now, probably, yeah, a tiny loss. A few bucks, maybe $10, $20 on this. Or, or I can leave it until expiration and see if it bounces back. That has a lot, if it bounces back or not, it's not just about the underlying stock itself. It's a lot to do with the broader economy, the Chinese economy. Right? But since this is cash secure, again, I'm just hold it. But if it's not as cash secure that I don't want to own the stock fundamentally as a long-term trade, right, now I will see how it fight on this level. What other action will be taking place? Determine where do I get out, take a small loss. Right. Do I add to the position because I see buyers comes in, or I think just it might be even better to hold it to expiration. I still have 3 choices. Right. In the beginning, when I open the trade, I see 6 possible scenarios. This is one of the 6 possible scenarios that it collapsed back down really quickly, which means it's a weak trade, which means the uptrend is relatively weak in that sense. So I would like to exit this trade on the next possible up bars. If I can just go flat, make a little, that will be the exit for this particular trade if it does up. And it depends on the momentum of that. If it's a large green bar, I might stay a little longer. If it's a slow up, then I will let it continue to play, recover this drop, and then wait till it turns again. So what does that mean? That means I still have to look at this trade and continue to track it for the next 3-5 days more closely, and before I make a decision what to do next, which makes perfect sense. I'm not gonna make sudden move. When it suddenly drop through this, hey, then I'm gonna just leave it. If it suddenly spike up, I'm gonna leave it. If it's just a slow move, and I will see how it goes, and see the price action. And that is the beauty of technical analysis, is that every day I get information. Every bar is feeding back information to me, telling me what are the current players, the current speculators, right, the current investor. It all get reflected back into the price action of a technical chart. So in that sense, I can read what everybody's thinking and then reflect back to me at that moment in time. Right? Does the stock, people want to buy it, that it goes up, or people want to sell it, that it goes down, or it's nothing, it's just going sideways. As long as this guy doesn't do a sudden draw, go through this technical area and then go through the 200 days moving average, there's still a lot of time for me for this trade to work out. And that's the other beauty of that, is that this is why I want to sell options that are 4 to 6 weeks of time left. So I have time to see how it works out. And I can pick any point in time when I really get out. Do I want to take small profit? Do I want to take small losses? Or should I ride to the end? Or should I ride for more profit? Or give it more time? Or I need to get out? Typically, I don't want to get out until either I have a small profit or small losses. That's the first level. Second level is a big profit, yes. Right. That level is right to the end, and I have to take either the whole thing, which give me the maximum profit potential because it's just really going my way, or it's coming in and I have to take the losses. Either way, read the market, read what the technical charts and technical analysis are telling me, and then layer them together and think about how much time I'm gonna give this trade. This is what an option seller does, is how much time I'm gonna give it, how much time before I need to close it out. Even to the end, towards the end, hey, this trade eventually get closed out. And this is your time frame. This is my time frame for this whole trade. Right, all the way, yeah, to September 15. And I have all this time for this trade to work for me. And even look, even it went against me, all these bars, like, I don't open the trade, update, and then it start coming in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's almost 2 trading weeks. But I'm still in a good position of not losing money. If it just go sideways, just hold at this area, I will still make money at the end. But if I do outright, just buy the stock, wow, within the 3 days, I will have been losing money. Right? And if I just buy the stock, what is the point to get out? Oh, this is probably the bar to get out. We're break below the 21 days moving average. Right? Because the next average approaching is the blue line, which is a 50-day moving average, or the trend line, or the breakout point. When these all converge, this is where the big fight is going to take place, because everybody will be looking at it. This is where you will see real buyers comes in, or real seller coming out too. So we'll see. And then we'll see how this trade pan out, but there's still plenty of time. So that is why it's so advantageous to be an option trader. You manage your time. Depends on the price action of the underlying. You can get out early, you get out later, or hold it till the end. Instead of just price action, there's the time value aspect. You open up a whole new dimension, a whole new way to play. When I was first doing my MBA class on investment, before anything, I was actually taught derivatives, taught about options. The first thing I learned before even stocks analysis was option concepts, option contracts, the concepts of option. And once within like a week of realizing what options are, I told myself, this is where I want to be. This is where the future is. This is where a lot of money can be made. Of course, a lot of money can be lost, but where the people who study and put time into understanding how to use these powerful instruments, extremely powerful financial instrument. And thanks to Professor, I so remember this Professor Park. And it's phenomenal. Right away, because of that, because of him, I decided to go into the investment field. And thanks to him, we work mostly actually on option concepts. And that just took off for me. But it still took me years to fully utilize the power of these financial instruments. So first comes the concept, and then practice, and a lot of in between thinking and analysis, and over the year build it up, and eventually it becomes second nature. Yeah, it's wonderful, I think. Yeah, of course, it's a two-edged sword. Right? So you can cut your enemies, or you can also cut yourself. You got to be very careful on these powerful tools. Alright, now let's talk about Lee. Alright, the other trade we have on is Lee. It opens in time, right? Now this guy is different. This guy is holding up pretty nicely, right? Look at the retracement. What? From bottom? It's a long-term trend, right? Even the breakout. This is breakout right here. Right. From here to here, it's a small retracement, relatively speaking. I have a long-term trend. So this guy is in good place. This guy, I'm not worried about. I'm going to think about it. Matter of fact, right here, I should add a second leg and sell another maybe 20 and below delta options, and I'll open another case secure put on this. But looking in the overall environment, it is not really. It's kind right now. It's more of a 60-40, I would say. Oh, fully realizing a maximum profit potential on these guys. That news that came out on Friday in China about the biggest developer unable to pay is that obligation is pretty disturbing. That really drags the whole market down. Even these guys are strong on itself because of the undercurrent. It is going to be a drag. So I'm 60-40 about adding to a position. Maybe if NIO turn around, then I will add. When this guy starts giving me life signs again, I could add. That will be a more positive direction. Of course, it will be a higher price, but everything is give and take. I'm trying to see if it bounces off for 21 days instead of in between. That's a better indicator or better reason to add. So I'm looking at the technicals on this guy, and what are the reasons I should add? This is a nice doji star false hammer. That is a good place to open another leg actually. But it's not fighting at any other technical level. I'm trying to find another technical. It's between the 21 days moving range right below, right, and above the 50 days. Right now it's far away from 200, so the 50 days moving average, the blue line, is more important. The breakout level is right here. So this is right where that is. Okay. So it retraces all the way back to this breakout level right now, and it still indecisions. I mean, today's market is pretty down actually, the border market. So a small red bar is actually pretty good. As a matter of fact, this guy is up slightly. Wow, today when I locked in, I'm looking at the market. Look, the Dow is down 250 points right now. So the market, the Dow is down a little. Seems like it's a little heavy. As you see it turning, it's getting really heavy. Right? A long tail on this guy too. So the border market, the index, is really getting heavy in that sense. I want uptick. I want to see an up direction, a reason for up before I add another bullish trade up, kind of like. So yeah, it's a 60-40, 50-50 in that sense. And this August market volatility can get really, really different in this month. So I'm just gonna leave it right now, today. Maybe tomorrow I get another signals for me to add to that trade to open a second leg. Right now, these guys, Lee LI is in good place. I'm not worried about NIO. I will see upcoming few days and see how the buyers and sellers plays out. And that's about that on this trade that opened at the beginning of this month. But overall, this is one of those trades that is a win-win for me because I actually want to own more of the stock. So if it comes in, I'll end up buying the stock. That's all. If it comes in, then either way I will pocket the premium. It seems like, yeah. And so yeah, this is a stress free trade for me actually. That's how I would take it. Otherwise, August month, I'm like, oh, my mind's kind of on vacation actually. Also, so I want to take it very light, very stress free. Actually, I don't trade on August most of the time. Back in my days, my trading days, I do very light trades on August. It just, yeah, the mindset that's not there. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the only time of the year my mind get to kind of like scale back a little bit. And then once Labor Day, everything just ramped up and full throttle again. So it's a time to relax back. So I'm going to leave those trade and let's see what markets really want to do on August. Is it going to come back down to this level, this purple box area, this long rectangle purple? Who knows, right? Market's definitely a little heavy right now, right? And yeah, we have reversal signals on the MACD, right? Moving average convergence divergence where the second peak market make new high, but the MACD does not. It actually came off. So this is a stand slope, the yellow line on the MACD, which tell me that's a reversal. Yeah. But the momentum is already penetrated all the way down. It might turn and come back up a little, and then the market will give me a little upturn, and then I can think about whether or not taking out the weak trade, the weak long side trade, the NIO, the bull trade, the weak one, right? Because this is weak because we retraced so much after this uptrend, like a 60% retracement. So if the market make an upturn, these guys make an upturn, I would just take whatever I could and just neutralize this trade. While LI is still very strong, this I will hold to the end right now. That's what it's telling me. But who knows, right? Who knows? Because every day give me more information to process and tell me what are the buyers, what are the players are thinking, and then every day I will make changes and make adjustment on the trade. In actuality, that how my outlook projection for this trade will pans out and when to close the trade. Options is about time management. You manage when to close the trade, when to take profit, when to take small losses. Yeah, that's the managing part of option play. Otherwise, either it go really well and you just hold it till the end, you make the full profit potential, or it collapse down and you have to take the full loss. Yeah. Either if it doesn't do that, then you manage when you want to get out. So every day we're building on a little bit more as talk through about the trades, using the trade example to express what my mind's thinking, to tell you what my mind's thinking, so you can follow through and develop your own understanding, and that build a little over time. So today's topic actually is about options time management. When you want to close out a trade and you make projection, what kind of scenarios you want to close out early. Okay, that's about it for today. We'll see how things pan out. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I see everybody next time.